Hello, my name is Jamie Molesky, and I'm going to discuss with you today the condition called frailty. We all age, and our bodies change as we get older. Aging involves a physiological progression throughout the life cycle. This is completely normal, and this is something that we will all experience. Frailty is a multidimensional geriatric syndrome, and it can typically occur after the age of 65, but it can occur at any age. 20 to 30% of the population over the age of 75 are affected by frailty. This is more so seen in individuals over the age of 85. Frailty has an increased risk in falls, disability, hospitalization, dependency, and mortality. Risk factors of frailty include aging, genetics, lifestyle, increased disease and conditions, nutrition, and low physical activity. These things can increase the chance in becoming frail. Identifying frailty can be very difficult because currently there is no consensus for a definition of frailty. There is a frailty phenotype that is used to diagnose individuals, which includes different areas, and 3 of the 5 areas must be met for the individual to be diagnosed as frail. These areas include unintentional weight loss of at least 10 pounds or more, or 5% of body weight in 1 year, muscle weakness, which is measured by reduced grip strength, physical slowness, which is measured by walking a distance of 15 feet in the amount of time that it takes to walk that distance, poor endurance, which is self-reported by the individual and the amount of exhaustion that they are experiencing after the physical activities, or low physical activity, which is completed by a questionnaire that is given to the individual and is based on their daily and weekly physical activity performances. If the individual meets 3 of the 5 areas, then they are diagnosed as frail. Testing considerations that need to be considered for the individual are that frail individuals are often suffering from multiple conditions. They are at a higher risk of injury during testing. The medical history and current medications need to be considered based on the individual. There are often a lot of side effects to medication, so these things need to be considered as well. There are preliminary tests that can be given to the individual, which include activities of daily living, mini mental state, geriatric depression scale, and nutritional risk index. The testing needs to be individualized and include cardio, strength, neuromuscular, flexibility, and functional performance. The testing also needs to include a long warm-up, and it needs to be low intensity. The activities need to focus on the grade and not the speed that is being completed. Individuals will fatigue more quickly who are frail, so this needs to be considered in the activities that they are completing. As far as exercise programming and writing a fit prescription, the activities that will be included will have a frequency of 3 to 5 days per week. The intensity will be moderate level, and a talk test will be used to monitor the intensity of the individual. They need to be able to maintain conversation while they are completing these activities. The time for the activities will be 30 minutes per day, but it is typical for the individuals to start with only 5-minute sessions. It is more important to focus on gradually increasing time throughout the prescription rather than starting out with a longer period of time in the beginning. The type of activities that will be included are large muscle group, which will partake in walking, cycling, and swimming. Low-level strength training, which could include free weights or machines. Flexibility, which will include stretching and possibly yoga. Neuromuscular activities, which may include stair climbing, fall techniques, or chair stand. It is very important to include fall techniques and balance in the exercise prescription because the individual has a higher risk of fall If they are able to be aware of fall techniques and possibly prevent injury if they do fall and work on their balance, then it will help them prevent those injuries from occurring if they do by chance fall. It is also very, very important to include the individual's input in the exercise prescription. At this point, they may have lost a lot of their freedom of choice. And by letting them participate in deciding what kind of activities in their exercise prescription is very important, because they will take ownership in it. They will feel like they are achieving more, and they will reach to do more and do better at what they are doing if they are involved in the decision-making process. Again, it is very important to also focus on slow, gradual progress throughout these activities. These individuals are often living a lifestyle that they are not very active. You want to keep them safe, you want to prevent injury, and you also want to keep them comfortable. So by including slow, gradual progress throughout these activities, you are enabling this individual to do their best, take their time, and to slowly progress throughout the program. Some of the special considerations that need to be considered are that a lot of the individuals who are frail are suffering from malnutrition. They may have other conditions that are causing them to have poor nutrition, where maybe they aren't intaking a good nutritional value or appropriate amount of calories each day, and this can be causing them to have weight loss. So focusing on making sure they are intaking appropriate amount of calories and having good nutrition to increase their weight or maintain their weight is very, very important. Also, it is also important to consider that they could possibly have osteoporosis, which could cause increased risk in bone breakage. And when they have an increased risk in fall, this can cause more injury. So making sure that they have appropriate amounts of vitamin D in their daily diet is very important, and this may be included by adding in supplements and vitamins into their daily diet. So including these things and considering them in their exercise prescription and their whole program is very important. Including an appropriate exercise prescription and addressing appropriate nutritional values and including physical activity in their daily lifestyle can help reduce some of the risk of frailty. And these things, are increased by their age and as we grow older. So any way that we can reduce the risk of frailty is very, very important.